This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for May 10, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, body of man found in Mexico identified as Jamaican migrant. The body of a young man found on a street in Mexico has been identified as a Jamaican migrant who was trying to enter the United States illegally. This was disclosed by Minister of Foreign Affairs Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith at the post-cabinet press briefing held at Jamaica House on Wednesday morning. Johnson-Smith, however, did not disclose the identity of the person. The minister stated that they were in talks with the Mexican government to have the body returned to Jamaica.
I do want to share, though, that we have just this week has come to my attention that a young man who had been missing in Mexico has now been identified as having died. He was regrettably an unidentified person found on a street in Mexico, and his family had no idea where he was. And the persons who were supposed to have been traveling with him became uncontactable by the family. And however, some efforts were made by our embassy in Mexico to reach out to the department that is responsible for identification of personnel and of persons. It was found that the young gentleman, young Jamaican citizen, was identified as having had an autopsy performed on him, but not having been a body claimed. We will be working with the family to see what we can do in terms of the repatriation of the body. The story that these scammers and smugglers sell to individuals in vulnerable communities is not, they shouldn't be trusted. They should not be trusted. There are real consequences to trying to enter the US illegally, or any other country for that matter. And we really encourage Jamaicans to take a second and a third thought before it is that they take that decision.
Armed robbers hit a Pavilion jewelers in Halfway Tree. Police are currently at the scene of a daring daylight robbery at a Pavilion Jewelers at the Springs Plaza on Constant Spring Road in St. Andrew. The news understands that shortly after the store's opening, around 10 a.m., several armed men who initially posed as customers entered the establishment. While it is unclear what transpired, an ambulance was called to the scene and was seen leaving the location. The store has reportedly shuttered its doors for the rest of the day. Gunman robbed truck driver of over $250,000 in St. Anne. Gunman made off with more than $250,000 after attacking a truck driver and his assistant in Monique, St. Anne on Wednesday. The news understands that the truck driver and his co-worker had to flee, leaving their vehicle behind after the men fired a barrage of gunshots at them, the police said. The assistant has not been seen since. It was reported that the two men left their location around 3 a.m. to deliver water products to St. James and to St. Mary. They reportedly made deliveries at several locations and collected cash amounting to $270,000. Around 3 p.m., the driver stopped in Monique to relieve himself when a white Toyota Probox drove up and the two men armed with handguns alighted and fired several shots at him and his assistant. The driver and the assistant fled. The gunmen then went into the truck and attempted to drive it away, but the kill switch caused it not to move. However, the men took a bag with cash, returned to the Probox, and sped off in the direction of Golden Grove. The truck driver returned to the location and drove the truck to the Riverton police station, where the incident was reported. 2 bullet holes were seen at the right front door of the truck, and the window was shattered. Police have since launched a manhunt for the gunmen and are attempting to find the assistant. Double murder rocks Dumfries, St. James. 2 men were shot and killed by unknown assailants in the Dumfries community of St. James on Wednesday morning. The police are currently on the scene and are investigating the circumstances which led to the incident. Reports are that just after 8 a.m., both men were standing in a section of the community when they were pounced upon by men armed with guns who proceeded to open fire at them. They were taken to hospital where they succumbed to their injuries. Man shot at infant's funeral. A man was shot and injured during the funeral service of a child at the corner of Q Lane and Maxfield Avenue, St. Andrew on Wednesday morning. Reports are that the man was standing outside the church when a Toyota Probox drove up and the men alighted from the vehicle. The men reportedly opened fire, sending funeral goers scampering for cover. The gun attack prematurely ended the funeral service. The injured man has since been taken to hospital. Fire at Riverton City Dump. Plumes of smoke are now billowing from the Riverton City Dump in St. Andrew as a fire rages at the disposal site. The National Solid Waste Management Authority, assisted by the Jamaica Fire Brigade, is currently working to put out the blaze. In a statement Wednesday, the NSWME said it was alerted to a fire at the facility at approximately 10:30 a.m. The JFB was subsequently notified and the 4 units were dispatched to the site. Executive Director of the NSWME, Audley Gordon, said teams on the ground are working assiduously to extinguish the fire and smother the smoke by nightfall. We activated the usual protocols when we were alerted, and the fire brigade joined us quickly on the scene. Cover material is stockpiled at all our facilities, so we have enough material at the location to help us combat this blaze and return the facility to normality in the shortest possible time, Gordon stated. Cattle farmer killed in gun attack. The body of a cattle farmer was found with bullet wounds in Curato Hill, Clarendon on Tuesday afternoon. He is 62-year-old Joseph Peters of the same address. It is reported that sometime after 6 a.m., Mr. Peters left his house to feed his animals. Other farmers discovered his body along a road about 2 p.m. Higher fines to be introduced for illegal dumping. Higher fines are to be introduced as part of measures to put an end to illegal dumping. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie said the existing fines are under review. Mr. McKenzie said the National Solid Waste Management Authority has been working closely with the Jamaica Constabulary Force to prosecute people who engage in illegal dumping. He said the enforcement team of the NSWMA, which has the authority to execute warrants and prosecute people for illegal dumping, has been mobilized to monitor problem areas. He also emphasized the personal responsibility of members of the public on this issue, adding that public education initiatives will be implemented to create sustainable solutions to illegal dumping. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.